Some news for today. It is time to get into a little bit of Tennessee Titans talk. Tennessee Titans, obviously, guys, was it a rough season last season? It was a very underwhelming season. Let's just be honest. They had a lot of quarterback controversy. They went back and forth. They did a little bit of this. They did a little bit of that. But this offseason, they said, Will Levis, you are our quarterback. You are our quarterback moving forward. They traded away Derrick Henry. They brought in Tony Pollard. They cut Ryan Tannehill, made Will Levis the starting quarterback, brought in L'Jarius Sneed, brought in Calvin Ridley. From a rough season, and last season they did finish 6-11. Granted, they did win the final game of the season versus Jacksonville Jaguars to knock him out of the playoffs. So that's a win-win in many books here. But the Tennessee Titans guys are a team this year that's going to shock some people. The Tennessee Titans are a team this season that is going to be like, hey, we here, baby. But they have some quarterback questions still. Obviously, Will Levis will be the starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans all season long. But they brought in a backup quarterback by the name of Mason Rudolph this season from the Pittsburgh Steelers. They also have a quarterback on the roster by the name of Malik Willis. There's really only room for two quarterbacks on your active roster. Yes, you have the emergency third-string quarterback now, thanks to the San Francisco 49ers, because they can't keep anybody healthy. But we digress. So we got to ask the question. When we look at the quarterback room in Tennessee, who will be the backup quarterback? Who is going to end up being cut? Is it going to be Mason Rudolph or is it going to be Malik Willis? Now, on the surface, on hindsight, I think Malik Willis is the outside guy. He is on the outside looking in. Mason Rudolph is a good stopgap quarterback if Will Levis happens to go down for a game or two. Malik Willis just hangs on to the ball too long. We saw it last season. He doesn't read play action pass very, very well. He's just a very, very raw quarterback. However, he is a good practice squad quarterback for the Titans this season because the Tennessee Titans do play teams like the Buffalo Bills. Excuse me. That have a mobile quarterback. They play teams like the Indianapolis Colts that have mobile quarterbacks. Washington Commanders, right? It might be nice to have him on the on the team. So if you're breaking down the 53-man roster, Malik Willis, you are on the outside looking in, my guy. You are out 100%. Speaking of a full room, the wide receiver room. The wide receiver room got really, really full this offseason when the Tennessee Titans brought in Calvin Ridley. Many people thought that Calvin Ridley was going to sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars, but they're like, nah, money talks, my friend. The Tennessee Titans quietly, guys, got a top 5-ish receiver core room. Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd now, right? They brought him in from the Cincinnati Bengals. DeAndre Hopkins. Treylon Burks, NWI. They got a deep receiving room. But for the Tennessee Titans, guys, I want you to keep an eye on this man. I want you to keep an eye on Jaquan Jackson. Jaquan Jackson from Tulane. I believe he was their 5th-round pick. Let me correct myself. 6th-round pick. He was their 6th-round pick in this year's draft. Jaquan Jackson, guys, is going to make this team, and he is going to make some noise on special teams. Special teams has become a very, very, very big thing in 2 months. Who was the guy that Ray McCloud, right? He was not on a team anywhere. Once the kickoff rule changed, boom, I believe it was the Buccaneers signed him up just like that. Tennessee Titans are going to have a great special teams room. Great receiving core room, and this guy can fly. This guy has the long speed. What do I mean by that? Yes, you have spurts where Tyreek Hill can hit 23 miles an hour, but it's only like 10, 15 yards, right? You have spurts where Xavier Worthy can, hit the 24 mile an hour mark. Yes, it's about 20 yards. This guy right here can run 22 miles an hour for 80 yards. Straight down the field. Give that man the ball. James says, let's not forget that they also named Brian Callahan as their new head coach. It's going to be magic. Going to be magic. Magic. Speaking of a full room, the running back room got a lot fuller too. Now have Tony Pollard, right? Guys, the Tennessee Titans are a loaded team this season, and it all starts week number 1. It starts week number 1 when they travel to Chicago to take on Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. Yes, I understand there's a lot of hype around Chicago this season. Listen to me last week, I kind of put that nonsense hype to rest. Let's just be honest. They're going to be a competitive team. They're going to be a good team. Do not get it twisted. But the Tennessee Titans are a really, really good team as well. This is going to be a really, really good football game. Unfortunately, the Tennessee Titans come up short in this game just because it is on the road. I think Will Levis on the road for his first real opening game start versus Chicago Bears and the Caleb Williams. Of course, that stadium's going to be crazy. Tennessee Titans drop week number 1, starting off season off 0-1. Week number 2, home opener for Will Levis, Tony Pollard, and the rest of the boys. Brian Callahan, offense is going to go off in this game. Yes, I understand the Jets have one of the top-rated defense in the NFL. Yes, I understand the Jets do have a top cornerback in the NFL. Yes, I understand they have a really good defensive front. But having one lockdown corner, having a decent pass rush is not enough for the Tennessee Titans. Calvin Ridley, Treylon Brooks, Tyler Boyd, DeAndre Hopkins, Tony Pollard, Spears, right? The Tennessee Titans got a lot of firepower this season. They show it week number 2 when they do beat the New York Jets, giving out their season starting off 1-1. I like me some Tennessee Titans this season, guys. They're going to shock some people. Week number 3. This is a game that I have circled on my calendar. This is a measuring stick for both teams. When I made these picks, I just want you guys to know that Jordan Love is currently on the Green Bay Packers roster. I just want to make that perfectly clear. Now, if Jordan Love is not starting quarterback week number 1, the Tennessee Titans roll over the Green Bay Packers. But as of right now, I do think the Green Bay Packers go into Nashville and they beat the Titans. It is a good game. 21-27 or 28-27. 1-point game, last second field goal, last second drive. It's going to be a really, really good game, but they do start the season off 1-2. One thing I've noticed so far on this Titans young season is they play a lot of tough games, right? They play the Jets, they play the Bears, they play the Packers, and week number 4 doesn't get any easier. They travel to Miami week 4 early in the season. Nobody likes playing in Miami. In the month of August or October, nobody likes playing in Miami. And unfortunately, the Tennessee Titans, the Heat get to them a little bit in this game. They have a stretch these next 3 or 4 weeks where it is tough. You play the Jets, potentially a really, really good team. Packers will be a good team. The Dolphins at home are a great team. James says, I really want to go to the Titans-Jets game. Honestly, James, let's do it, man. I'm only 4 hours from Nashville. Let's do it, brother. Let's do it. Let's meet up and have a grand old time. Week 5 is a bye week. Right now, the Titans are 1-4, 1-3 at this particular point, right? Losses to the Bears, Packers, and Miami Dolphins. The only win is versus the Jets. Home opener. There's a little bit of grumbling in Nashville at the particular time. Maybe Will Levis isn't it. But are you going to put Mason Rudolph in there? Jim said it the best. Rudolph was supposed to be okay like in the Berg, but nope. there's going to be no quarterback changes this season. Will Levis is the guy all season long, barring injury. But week 5, get a bye week, get our feet under us because it does not get any easier for the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans have a tough NFL schedule this season. James thinks going up against a red-hot 3-0 Dolphins, you lose, Tennessee. You lose. I concur. The Dolphins do start the season off hot. I actually think that's starting off 6-0. First loss coming to the Colts. Speaking of the Colts, that's exactly who the Tennessee Titans play week number 6. Indianapolis comes to Nashville to take on the Titans. When you look at history, now this is just me kind of thinking that I know the history. I didn't look at it. Don't get it twisted. But it seems like every year when the Colts and Titans play, they split. Colts win in Nashville, Titans win in Indianapolis. It just seems to be that way year after year after year. So I think I'm going to go with that, and the Colts are going to go into Nashville and win week 6. Right now, guys, the Titans are on a 3-game losing streak. Right now, the Titans are looking potentially like we hyped them up all offseason, being the dark horses, being a little bit of this, being a little bit like, 3 losses in a row. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on is they're just fine-tuning. They are fine-tuning a few things because they are about to get hot. They are about to get hot. Week number 7, the water starts to get the little boil points. Boop, 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 boop. The water has been on the stove for 6 weeks here. It's a electric stove, so it takes a while to get that pan warm, right? My pan's a little warm, so it starts going, brrr, right? We start seeing those pops. Week number 7 is a great week for the Tennessee Titans. The Buffalo Bills potentially will be a front runner in the AFC. The Tennessee Titans go into Buffalo, New York, and they shock the world. They shock the world and get their second win of the season, week number 7, by beating the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. This will be the talk of the town all next week. The Tennessee Titans are going to go in there and they're going to do work. Their defense is going to finally step up. L'Jarius Sneed gets a couple picks from Josh Allen. Josh Allen likes to throw the ball to L'Jarius. It's going to happen. It happens a lot. Titans get the win. Second win of the season. Week number 8. Back on the road again. This time in Detroit at Ford Field. The Titans play a really, really good football game. Their defense is looking good. Their offense is being productive, but they just cannot put the ball in the end zone in this game. There's a lot of field goals in this game, and the Detroit Lions just score one extra touchdown more than them, and it's just damn, they lost. Played very, 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 very well, but they just lost this game. Tennessee Titans playing good football right now. Playing good football right now, and it comes on week 9, and they flex on the Patriots. Let's not even get it twisted. The Patriots can be decent. They could be decent. I have them at 6 wins this season, but not one of them is coming against the Titans. The Titans are here now. The water is boiling. Things are looking good. We are about ready to put that macaroni in there to make some Kraft macaroni and cheese. Titans look good in this game. Give me another dub. Week number 10. Jake the Snake and your Chargers fans. Y'all don't get a win? No way, Jose. Tennessee Titans are boiling, baby. They boiling hot right now. 2 in a row. Winners of the last 3 of the 4. Matt Henry's in the chat. Good afternoon, Matt. Winners of the last 3 of the 4. They clicking. They looking good. They looking good, baby. Finally, we back home. Minnesota Vikings, come on down. You are the next contestant of getting your ass kicked by the Tennessee Titans, and that's just what happens. Week 11, they roll up the Vikings. They chew them in their mouth like, man, that tastes gross. Spit them out. This game is not even close. This is probably Sam Darnold's last game as a starter with the Minnesota Vikings. But the Tennessee Titans are just they hot. They hot right now. Week number 12. They still hot. They still boiling. This game right here, this week 12 game, could be the make or break point for the Tennessee Titans in this division. From week 12 on, they play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 division games. So 5 of their next 7 games are division games, and this is where it starts. Yes, the Tennessee Titans have won 3 games in a row. Yes, they've won 4 out of their last 5. But this is when the start for the Tennessee Titans starts to get real. When they go into NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, and take down C.J. Stroud and the boys. Will Levis is AFC Player of the Week. The defense is shutting things out. The Tennessee Titans look like a real threat in the AFC after this Week 12 win over the Houston Texans. Titans are clicking. Titans are looking pretty good. Week 13 rolls along. Looking pretty good. Clicking pretty good. Winners of the last of the 6-7. Looking pretty nice, right? The Commanders come up and bite them in the ass. Week 13, after huge wins over the Buffalo Bills, the Chargers, the Vikings, the Houston Texans, they lose to the mighty Commanders. The Lone Ranger of the Commanders. The Commanders are going to be a good team. Let's not get it twisted. But the Tennessee Titans should have won this game. The Commanders end up beating them in this game. Week 14. Tennessee Titans are still a pretty young team. Brian Shanahan still kind of has the old school mentality on their team. Still hasn't really fully integrated his style into this team yet. And Week 14, I still feel like they're looking over the back loss. Like, man, we lost to the Commanders. Man, we should have beat the Commanders. Oh, we should have done this. We should have done that. And the Jaguars come up and bite them in the ass too. I don't think the Jacksonville Jaguars will be any good this season. I think they're overrated, overhyped, overpaid team. I just don't see it. But they do win this Week 14 game versus the Tennessee Titans. 2-game losing streak to the Commanders and to the Jaguars as of right now, right? They're sitting at 6 wins. Sitting at six wins, kind of competing in the AFC South, right? There's a lot of questioning what is happening right now. For some reason, I don't have my Week 15 game. Week 15 game, the Cincinnati Bengals come into town. And this is when the magic starts to happen. This is when Brian Callahan and Will Levis and Calvin Ridley and the rest of the offense finally get on the same in-sync page. Everything is clicking. Everything is looking nice. They dominate the Cincinnati Bengals. They go into Indianapolis. They dominate the Colts. They go into Jacksonville, and they dominate the Jacksonville Jaguars, winning 3 of their last 4. 3 games in a row now. In Week 18, they could continue sweeping through the AFC South, and they beat the Houston Texans, giving them a 10-7 record on the season. By winning the last 4 games of their season, I think they will be atop in competing for an AFC South title. They are for sure in the playoffs. 5, 6, 7 seed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're a wild card team. It doesn't matter if they're a division team. This is a team you do not want to play late in the season. They may have started off slow. They may have started off 2-7, 2-6, but they got hot. Win 4 games in a row over the Patriots, Chargers, Vikings, and Texans. Lose 2 games in a row. Then win 4 games in a row over the Bengals, Colts, Jaguars, and Houston Texans. I think they're a 10-7 team this season. I think the Tennessee Titans are a really, really good team this season. I think the Tennessee Titans are a team that you really don't want to play at all. But with that being said, guys, what do you guys think? Am I too high or am I too low on the Tennessee Titans? 10-7, potentially AFC South champions. Let me know in the comments. We'll see you next time. Until then, we out.